My name is Marcy. I live in Boston, Massachusetts, and I got sick. They didn't know it was COVID right after Christmas in 2019. That was the beginning of this journey.
And how long did it take for you to discover that this virus that you had was not going away, or that you were over the initial, virus part of it, but that there were some lingering symptoms?
Um, I think you and I have similar personalities. It's like a type A, one and done. I'm going to knock this out and I'm going to keep going. And I kept doing that and I kept failing and I kept crashing. And it would happen over and over and over again. And then finally, I just couldn't move. Like I couldn't get out of bed. I couldn't do anything. I couldn't brush my teeth. I mean, I was really, really, really weak. And I knew something was terribly wrong and that I needed help, but I didn't know where to go or what to do.
No. And so what did that look like for you? Where did you begin? And how did you start to realize that, oh, this is this new thing called long COVID?
I finally was referred to, I called my cousin who had a connection with Mass General, and I was sent to a doctor who wasn't a great personality, a great fit for me, but didn't matter. I had a doctor, and he was the one who diagnosed me in March of 2020 with long COVID.
So yeah, so what kind of things did you try and do?
Oh my gosh, I tried everything Western, everything non-traditional and Eastern possible. I bought supplements. I went to acupuncture. I went to EMDR. I went to IFS, you name it, CBT. I went to cognitive behavioral therapy for insomnia. I went to every kind of doctor, vestibular therapy. I went, I mean, last year I went to 22 doctors and not a one of them helped me. Not a one. They help you temporarily and you walk away because you want to feel better. It's like, yeah, I think I'm better now. And then a couple weeks later, you're back where you started again. And I realized that after trying so many things and spending so much time and money, and mostly my only activity for about 5 years was going to the doctor pretty much, which was an effort, right? And then going home depressed with the same sad news. It really wasn't until February of this year that I had this Oprah aha moment. I mean, it was just literally like one of those
Oh,
moments
tell
where
us about it.
my mom passed away on February 1st. And it was actually not as sad as one would think. She was 92 and she died of dementia. And it was actually a good thing that she passed and was able to let go. But I had decided, okay, it's time now. It's time to work on you. And I've got this trip to Africa that I had planned for 3 years. We planned this trip that I was supposed to go on in August of this year. And I was like, I am not going to miss out on one day of a wonderful 30-day safari. And I'm going to do whatever it takes to be there and to be present. And basically, I was just fed up. I was sick and tired of being sick and tired. And it was like, I am not going to, I am in charge of me. The only person or medical professional, the only person that can cure me is me. And once you decide that, for me, that was the beginning. That was like the little key that unlocked my future because I just kept putting faith in everyone but myself.
It's our normal mode of behavior to look externally for things to help us. But you decided on that aha moment that, maybe it's going to come from inside me. Then maybe my body has the answers, and also some sort of surrender to, like, the
I'm so
trust.
glad you brought that up because I had help. I didn't just do this all by myself, right? You were really instrumental. You said to me during one of our group meetings a long time ago about surrender. You said the word surrender, and I don't know why. Again, it just hit me just so hard like, oh my God, I have not surrendered to what I have. I've been pushing up against it and fighting it, but actually surrendering to what's going on and accepting it, and then starting from there with, and I also read Dr. John Sarno's book, The Mind Body Prescription, which is life changing. I and honestly, the first 10 pages I read it and I was so excited. It was hard to get through the rest because I was so like, oh my God, everybody thought this man was crazy and he is just was brilliant, absolutely brilliant. So Dr. John Sarno, you, and certainly Nicole Sachs are probably the three most, and my pulmonologist, Dr. Chris Richards at Mass General, really kind of got me on this track towards wellness. Because from there, I realized that all these physical pain and shooting pain, and I had concussions and I had pneumonia 5 times in my life. And coming into this with pneumonia was horrible. And I had concussions, I've had trauma, I've had abuse, I've suffered from all kinds of other things that started in childhood. And that's really where the process began for me. It wasn't, oh, my back hurts, so I'll go get work on my back. It wasn't like that. It was like, it's all right here.
And what,
I'm sorry.
oh, sorry. No, that is amazing that you are realizing that how much the body can hold and how much the body can, and even our, those neural circuits that they can be formed from such a long time ago.
Yeah.
And now you are taking care of yourself and really being your own advocate and just the autonomy that I hear from you, the personal power.
I am a changed woman. I am not the same person that I was.
Can you talk about that a little bit? How have you changed?
I set boundaries for myself and for other people. I got rid of a lot of toxic relationships because I realized that I was, and sometimes this involves your own family, right? Or your very close friends. Like sometimes you have to say goodbye to relationships that you've had for 50 years because you realize that they're not serving you well. They're not serving me at all. In fact, they're hurting me. And I couldn't get better until I had to let go of some of those things. So for me, it was like a complete change. And really, the most important one, bearing the lead, is, falling in love with myself. It's self-love because I wasn't very nice to myself. And I realized that if I had treated my best friend the way I treated myself, she wouldn't have liked me very much. So that was really, really big for me to start realizing whatever happened to you a long time ago, it was a long time ago. It's gone, it's past, but it's time to release some of the just things that sort of linger in the body and in the mind, the things that we tell ourselves all day. So the Dr. John Sarno sort of brain rewiring, and it takes 30 to 60 days to form a habit. I just remember this from being trained in sales a million years ago. And really, it took me about 60 days. Every time I would feel the pain come up in my head, I'd had these lightning bolt zings that would come out. I had my toes hurt, my hips, my gut, so many places in my body would just randomly go off for no reason, like nerve shooting out. And I would just, first thing I would acknowledge it, absolutely acknowledge it. Like, I know what you're feeling. I understand. I know what's happening. I just want to breathe through it, take a couple of deep breaths. It doesn't matter. You don't have to do any diaphragmatic. You don't have to do anything. Just take some deep breaths, as deep as you can take them at that moment. And just reassure yourself the 3 words, I am safe. Reassure that safety within yourself and that you're okay. No one's trying to hurt me. No one's trying to get after me. No one's going to do anything. And within a few minutes, it'll subside. And you have to keep doing it over and over and over again. I'm telling you, 60 days of telling myself this 10 times a day. It's a lot.
Mine was more like 100 times a day, but yeah, it's incredible at how I can just see in your brain that new neural pathway being, created time after time with more consistency, with more practice, and what would you say about the time that during the 60 days, are you seeing progress, or is it more of a kind of a hidden thing where it kind of, you notice little, improvements?
It was micro movement. It was micro. It was, some of the things were like, Look, I was so sick. Like I didn't, people say, "Oh, go exercise." Oh, you can't Oh, go for a walk. I didn't want to go outside my door. That I was just that sick. So I would force myself to just go down and get the mail. Like take a quick like walk outside, look at the sky. I try every day to look at the sky now, every single day, to have some connection with nature, and just go back inside. Even if it's 2 minutes, I was like, yay, that was 2 minutes. Like
Yeah.
instead of criticizing myself, like, I can't believe that was your idea of exercise, Marcy. It really empowers you to be able to do more. I also changed my diet. So I stopped drinking caffeine. I stopped sugar as much as I can, although I love an occasional whatever.
Chocolate.
I'm not perfect, okay, but mostly caffeine, sugar, and alcohol for me, because I realized that sugar is the devil for me. And once I got rid of it, I was able to lose weight. I'm talking about a complete lifestyle change for myself, but most importantly, this inner peace and the mental and psychological change.
And what brought you through times where you didn't think, that you were going to improve, or where did you draw your strength from?
Um, Mostly me, which is shocking to say, right? That because I never would have said that to you, a year ago. So me, but also, like I said, I learned that asking for help is a sign of strength, not weakness. So when my neighbor across the hall, they would always offer, "Can we go get you soup? Can we do anything for you?" And I'd be like, "No, no, no." But asking for help, they want to help you. They like me. I like them. You know what I mean? So asking for help from neighbors and friends and family, certainly. And also, like things like ordering your groceries. Like during COVID, I ordered them every week from Whole Foods, and I still get them once a week. I didn't stop because it's really a convenience for me. Yeah, it's just wonderful to do that. And also to realize that there are angels everywhere, and we're so caught up in our own head and our own depression about being so sick that you don't even see that they're right around you if you can really just relax a little bit and take a breath and take a step back and listen. In terms of like the acceptance piece of it was like right now, it's like if I come home and I'm exhausted, I'm in the middle of launching a new business right now, possibly. And sometimes I'm just wiped out. So like if it's 6 o'clock and I'm done for the day, it's like, okay, dinner is canceled and it's time to put on your pajamas. No one cares about
No.
doing everything perfect. And once you get past that perfection thing, and I think we get that, I mean, I know I got it from my mom. um, once you get through that and past it, it's like, it's so freeing. It's like, just be yourself. It doesn't matter.
Let's have two more questions. What's one thing that you wish people understood about recovery and healing from long COVID?
I think that recovery for me is different than your recovery or anybody else who's watching this because it's so unique and so individual. I mean, I just remember, we'd go to, one of the support groups and it would be like, everybody would be grabbing their pencil, like, what was that supplement that you bought on Amazon? What do I need to, it's not like that. It doesn't work like that at all. It's really opening yourself up and working on you and your own mental and physical issues. It's really just accepting and loving yourself and, just.
I love that response so much, Marcy. And I think that it really isn't probably the present condition that's really the issue. It's what also led up to the present condition that we're going through. And if we can look at the patterns and, habits that we may have fallen into, I feel like we can learn so much about the way that our body wants us to finally be heard. And the symptoms are kind of like messengers to us to slow down, to value yourself, to, not push yourself anymore, not put all that pressure on yourself. So it is more than just looking at every symptom and going to a doctor to have it fixed. It is a big whole, like, how we live and operate in this world. And if we're operating from a lens of fear rather than safety. And so can you just tell me what the future looks like for you, Marcy?
Well, I am, I mean, look, I'm almost thankful that I got this horrible disease because it really took that kind of pain and doubt and sickness and suffering to get me to sit up, and the universe was trying to tell me something and I just wasn't listening. I wasn't having any, I wasn't having it. So for me, my future, first of all, I have so much energy now. I mean, I'm going to travel. I've got a trip to Alaska planned.
Business, travel, all the things that I'm sure at one point you didn't think were going to be, maybe ever accessible to you again. But now look at you. And, so what do you have to say, just last final words, to someone who is in that situation where they don't think that there is a way out, or that they are feeling like you did in your bed, like, I can't get out? Is there anything you can say, Marcy, as we end this?
Without crying. Yeah. Yeah. It's a very emotional for me because I was where you were. Like I was there. I was so there. I was getting my state documents together. I was planning in case I didn't make it, who would get what would happen with my house, etc. And it's really depressing to do all that when you feel sick. You're supposed to do that when you're well. And I was not good. And I never could commit to anything. If, weddings, events, plans, I would say, let me see how I feel that day. And you can lose a lot of friends and family and invitations that way. So I was there. And all I can say is if I can do this for me, then you can do it for you. There's no question in my mind. I am not a doctor. I'm not brilliant. I'm not anything. I just paid attention and really listened and really worked on myself. And because of this new self-love that I have the confidence to be able to do and try all these things.
Thank you so much. I mean, that you have just touched on so many points. You okay? I know how it is. If people who have been through that, and you're seeing every doctor and you aren't finding, the answers, right? That deep look into yourself, with maybe a therapist or a psychologist or a group, like a community group like we have, that can really be so helpful because you're with people that can validate your experience. Everybody is kind of working, like you said, on their own stuff, and that, though, there could be some treasure that we find in there that is the answer to helping us overcome the entire picture of long COVID, which is, as we know, mental, physical, and emotional. So
exactly. Yeah.
I'll wrap it up right there. But I just want to say, Marcy, this has just been such an amazing interview. And I just want to say thank you very, very much.
Well, thank you. And really, you were a critical part and my mentor. And, some of the things that you said a long time ago, a couple of years ago, I just wasn't ready for it. So when you're ready, you're ready. But
right, you
part of it. So thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Marcy. All right.